So I have these big jar, like big full, oh, I didn't want to drop it. I'm slipping. Big huge jar of scallop shells because my work is using them right now for a dish, and they were gonna get thrown away, and they're so beautiful. I just think that's such a waste for them. So I am taking them home now, and I'm gonna be making some shower curtains out of them for an outdoor shower. But first I have to wash all the extra food off of them. And while I was doing that, pause. Sorry, I have to make sure the door's closed or my dogs will run away. I get anxious about it sometimes, but while I am scrubbing my scallop shells, I'm gonna talk to y'all about the game plan that Brandon and I think, things change, you know, but I think we're probably gonna go forward with on our property. We close tomorrow. So excited. Almost too good to be true, it's badness. And we went and did a septic inspection last Tuesday. We found it. We didn't get to fully test it because we need an excavator to get to it. Which is okay for us. We will be fine to get that situation all figured out because it was not a make or break for us to have the septic. So we decided that now, since we know where the septic is and we know where the line runs, we are okay and comfortable moving forward with the purchase. And I say our property, but like, not really. I mean, it is, but Earth's property is her own. And we spent several hours after the fact at the property, and it was super fun to just dig a little more into kind of what our next steps are going to be and dig into what we're gonna, how we really envision the space, because it's so grown over. It's really hard to see the vision fully when you don't really understand the topography of the land. Like we know it's the right place for us, and it's beautiful and it has everything we need, and it was, you know, it checked off all the boxes, and that's when you know, like, things have flown so smoothly through the process. Even like closing early, like that's to me like just another sign, like it's all fine, it's all gonna work out. I already know that everything is gonna be even better than we can imagine. But where the building pad is, there's like a big up top space where there was a greenhouse, and the plumbing is all like good there. There's water lines run to everywhere where there was a grow, and they all flow. We just tested the well, and we got a pump, we borrowed a generator to get the pump running to see like if all those lines work, and they do. And then there's a second, so that's cool. And then there's a second spot where the mobile is, and if you think like, here's a big pad here, and then like it kind of terraces down, and then there's like a smaller pad here, and it's long and lean, so it's like this, and then like if you face that direction, it slopes way down to where there's a creek, and that's south, and then terraced up, greenhouse area north. And so we were like, oh well, we love geodomes, we love kind of alternative architecture structures and alternative building. That's like really, we're both really passionate about sustainable energy and sustainable architecture and just like being able to create something that is helpful for the earth. And there's so many cool ways. Like, I'm super supportive of several of them, obviously. I love that people are really trying to do that, and I want to be in on that game for sure. So we paced out the smaller part where there's already water run to, and there's already sewer run, and it's where the mobile is right now. So that's kind of already like set up to be a pad for a house, but it's a single wide mobile. It's probably like 25 feet maybe. So that's pretty long and lean. It's probably like, it's plenty of space. Like, you can make a long and lean. And so at first we were really looking at it, and at first we really wanted to do a geodome. And I was looking at the space, and I was like, man, this is not what this is asking for. And I was like having a hard time letting go of my attachment to like that structure, because I love the energetics of the triangle. And like, if you look into Buckminster Fuller's energy of a dome architecture and how it's actually like physically healing for the body, it was like, oh man, I really want that, you know, that sounds like really aligned with kind of my dharma, my goals. But then I saw it, and then I'll show some footage where like Brandon and I were talking about it, and we were like, oh, maybe, you know, it's long and lean, so like a shipping container house would be better. Which it would fit better there. And so we were talking about kind of like how to make it all work, and like what kind of style we want and all that. And then you know, we're like looking into just like problem solving in advance, like thinking through like snow load. It's not in the snow line, it's below the snow line, but it does still get some snow. Like, you can at least expect a couple inches a year. And so with the shipping container, you have to be mindful of slopes, and weight load bearing on the roof is really important to think about with that. So we were kind of just thinking about that. And then we were on a walk. We walk our dogs every night together, and when we were on the walk, Brandon kind of like passively mentioned, like, what if we really just go even further and consider an Earthship? And if you haven't seen Earthships, like, you're missing out. But so I like thought about it immediately, and it was like, you always know when it's right, it's right. You just know. And he said it, and it like resonated in my body, you know. It went the whole, oh, that's the right building, that's the right architecture for this space. So I like said to him, I was like, you know, actually, I think you're super right on that. I think that an Earthship is what needs to go there. He was like, I know, that's why I said it. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I know that, but sometimes these things, it's funny. And so at this point in the 3 days that we have really been talking about this, an Earthship feels like the best way to go about things. Now, challenges already that I know to come up with in that situation is permitting an Earthship in where we live, which I don't really know if it's going to be possible. But I know that if everything is meant to be, it will all work out even better than we could possibly imagine. So I'm not really worried about that, because I know it's possible. I just don't know how. And I think I might have to, you know, do some schmoozing to the county. And that takes time, and it takes kind of building experience that neither of us are familiar with yet, but an Earthship is designed to be built by anyone. If you read into the purpose of the person who created the Earthship when they first started, there's just a guy based out of New Mexico. He has a bunch of like prototypes out there. And one of the aspects that he really wanted when he was designing the ship was that anybody could build it. You don't have to be a professional builder to have the knowledge and understanding and ability to build it. So it's made out of recycled materials. It's made out of like tires, bottles, cans, plaster, rammed earth. It's passive. It's got like a greenhouse in the front where the souther facing slope is, so that there's not a necessity for like AC or heater, because it's all passive solar. Excuse me. And it's something that I've looked at forever, and I've always really wanted to do, and I've always really wanted to stay in. So I don't know for sure. So there's they're building one in September in New Mexico, and like you can pay to like be a part of it. Like you can pay to go help build and learn how to do it. It's like $500, but it's a month long. So you have to leave for a month, and they provide water and lunch, but like not in the campsites. But you know, where we're at right now, that doesn't feel like exactly the right way to do it. They have online workshops though, and they have books on Earthships, and if anything, we could like go down to New Mexico for like a weekend and stay in them, because they have that option as well, where you can book a stay in them and learn and get to know a little bit more about them. So that's kind of the direction right now that we're looking at. And obviously that part's going to take time, and we want to be on the property living there before we do that, which is why I think we're going to kind of go the best of both worlds if we can figure out how to get a dome as like a temporary semi-permanent option to live in while we build. The biggest challenge right now is that we don't know how to do that with escape artist dogs that will probably chew through the vinyl siding if they're left in it alone. So that's not an answer that we have yet, but that's kind of the direction we're looking at. And I know that the answer is going to present itself. So if it's the right way to go, then the way that we be able to hold the dogs in is going to be easily manageable. And if it's not the way to go, then we're going to have a better solution for where we're going to stay while we build. But the Earthship feels really good, so I'll put some footage in here and show you kind of like the layout of where the mobile is and where we're thinking we want to put that. And then you'll hear us talking about like the shipping container aspect of things in that video, but maybe we'll do that. But I feel like maybe the Earthship is actually the direction that feels better. So yeah, let us know what you think about the plan. I'm gonna finish cleaning my million scallops here, and so that I can have an outdoor shower on my Earthship with beautiful shells. Maybe we'll have enough that we could incorporate the shells into the Earthship too, and the decorations in the inside, because that's kind of the point, is use what you have and use materials that are naturally abundant in your area to create something sustainable, sturdy, safe, clean, and energetically abundant. That's what we're gonna do. And I'm so excited. I hope that you are excited with us, and we look forward to keeping this updated as we go through this journey. The ups, the downs, the struggles, all the goods. And we'll see you in the next one. So this is the width of 2 shipping containers, right? But then we could, and then this is kind of tiered, and then it goes up, and then there's like the pad for like growing over there. So you're saying put 2 here and then 1 there, or
whatever. Yeah.
So put shipping containers and then stack 1 and then put a root cellar, because you need a root cellar. Everybody should have a root cellar. And then, or we could even do like tiered, so it was like 1, 2, 1, 2. So if it was like 2 here, and then 1 on top of this one, and then 1 on top of this one, you know what I mean? Because then you could almost put, it would be so pretty if we had, so like 2 here, and then 2 up here, and then the top of this one is like a rooftop patio outlooking all of this over here, where the creek is.
That's what I was thinking, with having 2 like there, and then 1 stacked on top of
Yeah.
And have the top of that one, and that have stairs going down to it. And
yeah.
Have a big, huge roof deck, basically.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I would love that.